Despite substantial progress towards the UN 1990 targets, we are off track. Still, 25% of people living with HIV worldwide are not aware of their status. Significant gaps remain among those at greatest risk. Key populations, partners of people living with HIV, young people, and men. Since 2014, UNITAID has supported Population Services International, the World Health Organization, and key partners to realize the potential of HIV self-testing to overcome the testing gap through the STAR initiative. We have traveled to the countries that have successfully implemented HIV self-testing to share our lessons learned. Let's see how we have done it. In Lesotho, 29% of men living with HIV do not know their status.
Lebitso la ka ke Joseph Radie. Ke tlile ditshebeletsong sepetleleng sa Sesole. Mme teng ke ile ka thuswa ka hore ke hlahlobuwe taba tse amanang le HIV and AIDS ka boela hape ka hlahlojwa le taba tse amanang le taba tsa lefuba. Ke fuwe monyetla wa hore ke ikgethele hore na ke batla go hlahlobuwa jwang. Mme ho ile hwa tekwa taba tsa hore nka itlhatlhobela lapeng moo ke dulang moo ke leng mong kapa ka hlahloba mona setsing. Mme ke kgethile hore go itlhatlhoba moo ke leng mong lapeng ke ena le molekane wa ka. Ke boetse hape ke fuwe monyetla wa hore haebe ke motho ya nang le bo matsebatsebane ba ka nka ba nkela dihlahiswa tsena tse hlahlobang mme le bona ka hlahloba le bona ka tseba boemo ba rona.
We have the peer educator who provides health education to our patients, whereby he explains how the HIV self-test kit work.
In the military, we like this self-testing, especially because, it is not easy for people to go for testing because of the stigma. People are scared to go and be tested by the people they know.
It's true that it saves time and a person can take home, but people argue its effectiveness.
Hlokwa ba ho hlahloba HIV tate ya pele ke hore nna ke le motho ke tseba boemo ba ka. Ya bobedi ke hore motho e ke tlang ho kena thobalano le yena ke kena thobalano le yena ke le sebete sa hore ha hona letho le nka ka le fetisetsang ho yena.
In our country, most people believe in soldiers. Actually, I can say they are influential. So in most cases, once the things are accepted by soldiers, it is easily accepted by the community. So I think we are going somewhere with self-testing.
In Zimbabwe, 30% of men living with HIV and 50% of young people living with HIV do not know their status. HIV prevalence among female sex workers is estimated at about 60%.
My name is Simon Mlambo from Marondera. Previously, I wasn't very much flexible for self-testing, but now I'm happy I've been tested.
At our public sector facilities, we are distributing our self-test kits through the outpatients department, the OPD. Those clients that are willing to use the new innovation of self-testing are then given live demonstration by the provider of how the kit works. If they are comfortable and they feel they can now do the test in one of the many cubicles that have been provided at the facility. After performing the test for 20 minutes, the clients will then come out. They can either show the provider their result or they can just walk out.
It's convenient and it's easy to do it. There's no pain. I know my status now.
We are doing distribution to partners of pregnant and lactating mothers that are attending the ANC site.
Inyaya yakambo ndinetsa pakutanga because ndaisanzwiswa kuti zvinhu zvavanogashira here because zvakaoma kungosvika kuti munhu ndakwigira self testing kit saka zviteste zvinhu zvinogona kutinetsei because anogona kuvhunza kuti zvamboita sei kuti ndizviteste. So pandakazoenda nayo kumba tichisvika tichisotaura nawo ndakaona vari munhu akazvigashira nekukasika.
For ANC mothers, the uptake has been very encouraging, and we have had a number of men to have tested for HIV using the self-test kit.
We have really been excited by the uptake of self-testing among the female sex workers. Even at the beginning, when we were doing the formative research, the women were really excited to take it up. We get half of them opting for self-testing. We started working on self-testing in 2014 when we're doing formative research, first of all, to design culturally relevant instructional materials that people could understand and they can use to test themselves with accuracy.
Most of the women who prefer HIV self-testing are women who have tested before. The women who have never tested before, they're not sure of their results. You know, they're also worried about an HIV positive result and how they would react if they test positive on their own. They feel empowered, you know, that at least they can do something for themselves. They feel like they own the test.
Distributing self-test kits through the female sex workers, I think, is a very good intervention that will help us to reach our testing targets.
In Zambia, 37% of men living with HIV do not know their status.
Hello, morning. A lot of people coming now, mainly men that never used to appear. Now they are coming, get the test kits, and then they go home and test. Now for them to find this oral test, they ask me how effective it is. So they want us to explain, and when we explain, they become so happy because some are so nervous. They hate being pricked.
When I was told that this is a self-test, I considered that it was more confidential, so I can be doing it in the comfort of my house.
We want to use it as a strategy to reach the normally unreachable people in terms of having access to HIV testing and treatment. To guide the implementation of self-testing, we've come up with the HIV self-testing national strategic plan, so that is going to guide the implementation of self-testing.
Now, when we started targeting younger people, we discovered we were coming up with people who have never tested. The fact that you don't need any blood and you are using the mouth to test, they're asking why is it, can you get HIV from the saliva? That's the main question they ask.
We were looking at how can we have the distribution which is sustainable. We engage the communities so that they kind of take ownership of the distribution. Most of the kits that have been distributed so far, about 56% are going to men. And in addition to that, we had people who had never tested before coming to these outlets accessing the HIV testing.
You test at your own time. It's convenient, there's privacy, there's confidentiality.
South Africa has one of the largest populations of people living with HIV in the world. 10% of people living with HIV in South Africa do not know their status.
We decided that we needed to bring testing to the people, to where they are every day, rather than expecting them to come to us in their busy lives. And taxi ranks are a place most of us move through each day. So we're really targeting mostly our men, our male commuters, our male taxi drivers.
We fear to go to the clinic so that we can make some HIV and test. So if I do it on myself, on my own at home, it's quite simple compared to do it in a clinic.
Then the most people that we are targeting are young males like myself. Some are scared of taking it because they're scared of what people will say. The reason of giving out to the ones that are interested because they want to know their status and they want to protect their partners. The ones we are targeting are the first-time testers.
We follow up with clients. We ask clients for their telephone number when we distribute the kits. And our plan is in 14 days after the distribution, every single person who gives us their telephone number will be sent an SMS where we will follow up and we will offer support if that person needs support.
This campaign is working at ranks because there's more people using taxis to work and all that, and we get most of the people we are targeting here.
We already provide, when we give them the kits, the referral information and a number of ways they can link. People really want this test, but obviously it's very busy in the mornings, and we have to tell people if you can't take it now and you can't watch the demonstration because you need to get into the next taxi, we'll be here tomorrow.
Over 1.5 million people in Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe have benefited from HIV self-testing under the STAR initiative. 58% of these were men and 31% were young people, 15 to 24 years old.